Back in the 90s, cracked the AOL code. Text and turned gold, now the stories unfold. From dial-up dreams to LinkedIn kings, he taught the world how to build through strings. It's the Max method, no guessing, just growth. 4 steps deep, he's coached them both. Top earners, big burners, trainers and pros. Max lit the fire, now everyone knows. Started with a spark, now the blueprint's live. Thousands trained and they multiply. From Facebook chats to LinkedIn leads, he plants the seeds, then watches them succeed. Mentor to coach is the guide for the great. Author, speaker, shaping fate. You don't just follow Max, you duplicate. That's how legends elevate. It's the Max method, built to last. Social selling, scaling fast. Calling the father the go-to name. Max Steingart, he changed the game.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our first live broadcast for today. I see I have 2 of my coaching students on here. So, Udo, Asi, let me unmute you. And do you have any questions, anything you want me to take a look at? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am really good. Really good. And the question is, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. It's working out pretty well. Got my first 2 appointments set up. So it is much easier than what I've been doing the past 9 years. So.
Really? Well, I'm happy to hear that. I'm certainly happy to hear that. Let me log out of my account over here and we'll go into yours. And then we've got Aussie here and Joe's got a question. So first, let me log out of my account. Come back over here. Well, so, you know, with 12,000 people that you're connected to, at least a third of these folks are, you know, prospects. So you're talking about what, 3,000 people. So let's come over here to the message area. Let's go over to your stars. Is there anybody you want me to take a look at?
The very first person, Latoya.
Okay.
So the general question I have to do with quality versus quantity. I know we want to get to a conversation where the person is good. We're looking at about 5, 10 per day. But in the invitation, do we just do more invitations so we can get to that number, or it's just you play it by ear as it come along?
Well, the first thing that you want to know when you're talking to somebody is, what do they do? And then, of course, if there is a need versus no need. Now, if there's a need, we just learn a little bit more about them, and then we can show them we've got a solution to their need. And in this case, I teach trainers, organizational development. So in this case, there may not be a need, but most of the people that do this, depending upon how long she's been doing it. So we'll come down here, passionate about learning. Okay, so she's been doing this for 3 months. And so she's got her full-time job is with LYP. Author. And she did training. So let's look at all the things that she's done. So the natural conversation flow with her would be, most of the trainers that you work with are also generating a side income to support their coaching business. And then, what does she know about the network marketing business model? We always just want to check. So she was in the Army for 6 years. Now, one of the things you always want to do when you're talking to someone with military service is you want to thank them for their service. So let's come back over here. Okay, now let's see how long you've been connected. Well, so you just connected with her. Okay, so now let's take a look at the conversation. Now, when you're talking to somebody, you have a script, you have a direction that you want to take the conversation, but you always look. Look at the last answer. I actually pivoted my business recently to assist organizations with getting their trainers trained. It comes with its own challenges, but I have hope. Okay, so if you look at that answer. I actually pivoted my business recently. Now we want to ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions start with the words who, what, when, where, how, and why. So I actually why did you pivot your business? How? What did you do to pivot? What prompted you to start the business? And then the second sentence, it comes with its own challenges, but I have hope. And so what that's telling you, another question would be, so what kind of challenges do you have? And she's got hope, which clearly shows that she's not, making any money. So she recently pivoted. So let's come down here and see if
She got laid off 3 months ago.
she got laid off. So she's okay. So okay, so she's the NFLLC Institute. That's her. Those are her initials. And so she was working here, and this is the place that she got laid off. Okay. So reached out to her. Well, she didn't answer this. So now we sent her the conversation starter. Now, her person. Okay, now you're in. Now, did you use ChatGPT for this?
Claude?
Claude, okay. Now, these chatbots, I mean, really come up with good stuff. But when you ask, when you ask somebody a question, you always want to ask an open-ended question. An open-ended question is something that you can't answer with yes or no. So down here, has a thought ever crossed your mind to build something like that for yourself, where you own the outcome? That can be answered with a yes or a no. So what you really want to do, and you want to slow it down. Just my position was eliminated recently. Well, you look at her profile, and according to this, she's still working. Now, she started this business in January. My position was eliminated recently. When was it, when was it eliminated? Why? Why was it eliminated? All right, so now you're saying here, in all the years you spent developing leaders and building systems for other organizations. Well, how long has she been doing that? See, you want to get people talking about themselves. The more they talk about themselves and they share their experiences with you, in the process, they're going to talk themselves into getting into your business. Okay, so where you own the outcome. So, for example, training and development consultant. Okay, so what prompted you to start this? The business, how long ago did you get laid off? What prompted you to start a coaching business? Now, she's with him for almost 5 years. They eliminated her position. She's entitled to, she could have filed for bankruptcy, not bank for unemployment. Of course, the other question is, after 5 years, did she get any kind of a severance package? Why do you want to know that? So you want to know what her financial situation is. If she's got some money. So why do this? It comes with its own challenges, but I have hope. So if you look at those 3 lines, pivoted my business, and it comes with its own challenges, I have hope. What would be the best area? What would be the best question? Talk about why she pivoted it. Why did she get into this business in the first place? What kind of challenges does she face? Which one do you feel like going with?
I like pain point. So what's the challenge?
Bingo. That's exactly right. Okay, now the other thing is, and she just sent this to you. So again, it's all about communication. So we're going to come down here and we're going to send her a moving image, a GIF. And we're going to send to this one. Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path. All right? Then you think of the question first. What that's the question. Now we come back and let's talk a little bit. Now we could say many we send that over. So what are the challenges that she's facing? Because you have the solution. Now, a natural pivot would be, and remember, we don't have to wait for her to answer your question. If she doesn't answer us right away, we could come back and we could say, how long, how long has it been since, you lost your job? What prompted you to get into this business? But ultimately, if you come back and you look, she's been doing this for so long. Most of the people that I work with that have been in this business for as long as you've been in it have all worked with a network marketing company to generate a little extra income. What companies are you working with, or have you worked? And what you want to do is you want to move it so that you have at least 2 or 3 conversations every day at this level. Okay, so let's wait and see what she says when she comes back. Lesson to be learned here is ask questions, learn about them. Let it come out naturally. Now, did I send you? Let me look at some here. Okay. So the case study that you really want to look at is the third one. I tried it. And look at the flow of that conversation. Okay. especially when it came to asking about their network marketing experience. And after we learned so much about the person, we came back and we said, you know, look, really not trying to sell you on network marketing, but when I meet somebody that has your level of experience and you got a negative attitude about it, if I can provide you with some information that might change your mind about it, I feel like I've done my good deed for today. And whether you get into my business or you find another business, doesn't matter. Network marketing can be the solution to your problem. Okay? So let's talk later, set up a time for another session where we can go in and we can take a look at more of these, all right?
Sound good?
You having fun?
Oh yeah, much better than the last 10 years.
Man, well, the good news is you got all that experience and now we're going to put it to work. And you've certainly got enough people that you're already connected to. Let me take a look first. Next set. We'll look at Joe.
Hey, Max.
Morning.
Brad answered back. But he doesn't know anything about any of the network marketing companies.
Well, now, without even looking, the response would be when I use the term network marketing, I'm referring to companies like Amway, New Skin.
Yeah, I think you put that in already.
Okay.
And then he responded back to that.
So, Brad.
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
Find that hard to believe. Has he ever taken one of your courses? He sounds like he might have.
He's not in my database.
No.
And if he was in my database, he'd know more about network marketing.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. So now, so I've never heard of them. Right now, he's a leader of a small team. So, All right. So he's coming back and he's telling you he doesn't know anything about network marketing. Now, before we get into that, we want to tie network marketing to something that he likes to do, that he's good at. So he told you he trains.
Yes.
So
He was a baseball coach, it looks like, so he's built teams, so that would be perfect.
so we asked him what's involved in leading a team in your business. He never answered you. Now, let's give him a motivating quote. And let's see if we can tie it to money. The more you learn, the more you earn. So let's take this one. But that's not the one I wanted. We'll take this one. Copy the image. Come back over here. The more you learn, the more you earn. Now we can start out by saying I'm surprised. We'll do the same thing. Now, we could go in and we could describe network marketing. But before we do that, we asked them once before about training.
Yes.
So we want him to come back and tell us how much he likes it. Then we're in a position to show him that he could continue to do something he loved. And we've already got the other script. Let me explain how network marketing works. Network marketing, and you gotta, since he says he doesn't understand it.
So
Then
that
we-
would be the next thing I would do when he answers back.
I'm sorry?
That would be the next thing I'd do when he answers back.
Yeah, well, but you do it in pieces, depending upon what he says.
Okay.
So now he's spending all of his time working and training people for another business. And at some point in time, again, people that work for companies, see a lot of the things, that he's teaching and training is being relegated to AI. So a lot of people in his current position over the next 18, 24 months could find themselves out of work. So maybe it's time to apply his skills. So let's see what he says.
Okay, thank you.
All right, now let's go down to Aussie. Morning, Aussie, can you hear me? Aussie, I'll call you later. And looks like maybe you changed your password. So folks, here's the deal. Let me so much going on out there about AI. If you're not bringing people into your business on a regular basis, join me in our March boot camp that's currently underway for those of you that are former students. You might want to jump into our platinum training package where you participate in boot camp plus the advanced AI class at the end of the month. Or take advantage of our 90-day challenge. There's absolutely no reason why you can't be enrolling 5 to 10 people a month into your business, and I'm here to help you do it.
It's the Max Method, built to last. Social selling, scaling fast. Calling the father, the go-to name. Max Steingart, he changed the game.
We'll see you in boot camp.